Hey everybody, my name is Idan Morim. I'm a guitarist based in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm here to talk about this amazing speaker that I got for my Princeton amp that was made by this great company out of Georgia, Missing Link Audio. Missing Link were kind enough to not only send me a custom-made speaker, but match it to this particular Princeton, which takes a 10-inch speaker. And so, thank you guys. This thing has absolutely been blowing my mind. I can't say that I have a lot of experience with changing speakers in amps, and I've previously had a Celestion on this that's a, highly respectable, highly common manufacturer, kind of ubiquitous for amp speakers. So I didn't think much about it, and when the amp was not really satisfactory sound-wise, I attributed that to other things like my guitar, my pickups, the pedals, the room. But I honestly could never imagine how much of a difference this would make. This speaker has been absolutely blowing my mind. The first thing that I've noticed about it is when I installed it, I kind of held the two speakers in my hand, and this one is kind of heavier. Not in any way that makes the amp uncomfortable to carry for gigs or anything, but it was just a little heavier. But I never imagined that difference in weight can possibly translate to such a difference in sound. I don't know that these two are actually correlated. I'm not savvy like that, but it's one thing I noticed. So the first thing right off the bat, this amp was giving me so much more information. And by that I mean I could hear the quality of the guitar and the wood more, the quality of the pickups, I could hear the strings more. I could hear both low end and high end going further on the kind of like sound spectrum. And all of these things were amazing to experience because it's all of a sudden like kind of coming out of something muffled and dark and opening the door into a beautiful day. So here's my clean sound. I'm playing a Yamaha SA2200 into this Princeton Reissue with the Missing Link audio speaker inside of it. The volume is on 3, which is where I find this amp kind of fully opens up before it starts compressing and distorting. And everything else is on noon, including the reverb. Obviously, the tremolo channel is off. So here's my clean tone. Middle position. Bridge. So I usually find myself playing a lot of jazz live, and so my tone is not usually very bright. It's usually kind of dark, on the darker side, which is why I went with the Princeton and with this kind of a guitar to begin with. But I think a lot of times people in the jazz space might confuse the dark tone that they're after with just like tone that's kind of muffled and closed up. I'm now learning that the two are not synonymous, and that actually you can get a beautiful darker tone and still have all of the tonal information that you want in there for the thing not only to cut through the mix, but also to sound just more pleasing and lush and beautiful, nuanced, have more information in it. So this speaker has really brought this amp to that place for me, to which I am eternally grateful. So even on the bridge position that I won't usually spend a ton of time on unless I'm full-on rocking out with distortion, even this position I kind of feel like the sound is beautiful and lush and full. I'm gonna change up to a Strat to give you some single coil tones, and see what we got there. With some drive on it. So I have to admit that playing with drive, I even like it better with the Strat, because I feel like because of the single coils, I get a little more headroom, and that's even more exciting because it gives the amp more space to kind of do its dynamic thing in. And I find that to be really pleasing, especially if I roll off the volume and tone just a tiny bit on the neck position. Middle position. And the bridge. Yeah, so that is the 10-inch speaker by Missing Link Audio into this Princeton reissue. An incredible speaker that turned this amp into an absolute delight. Thank you, Missing Link, for sending it over. Highly recommended. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.